Good afternoon. Welcome. I think I'm about a minute early, so if you're here, let me know. And welcome to Pat's Stamping Place. It's Monday, October 21st, 2024. Okay, I'm looking to make sure everything's working. And lately, I think something happened with my internet connection, and I got a thumbs up, better connection. So maybe they did something in the area. I haven't had to reboot my my router now for several weeks, so fingers crossed on that one. Okay. Hey Rose, glad you're here. Reverse die cutting. I have heard of it. I will put that on my list of things to do. And Holly, hi, thank you. I will have to research that. I know I've done it in the past and have heard of it, but I'm going to write that down so my brain doesn't forget. And maybe I can deviate from something. Let's see, reverse die cutting. Okay. I wrote it down, Rose. And hello, Sue. Welcome. All right, I'm going to get started. Continuing with the sketches. Today we have, let's see, let's flip down to my desktop here. Today we have circles, and I've been excited to use this one. Okay, there we go, one way or another. And I have several samples that I've been playing with, and I've had so much fun. But lately, I've been thinking about this, when I knew I was going to do this one, this embossing folder. So I'm using this one. It's one of the new ones. I absolutely don't remember the name of it, and I've not labeled it yet. Shirley is here too. Welcome. But these circles got me thinking, okay, I'm doing circles today, so these are circles. And it reminded me that I have not used the Round We Go stamp set and bundle for quite a while. So I am doing some die cutting today, although I have done most of it ahead of time to kind of save you from looking at how it's done. So if you need something to learn how to die cut, you can look at some earlier videos. So Round We Go is a great celebration stamp set bundle. There are 10 dies for it, and actually for this one I have them inside here. So we've got circles, things you can make daisies out of. My favorite thing to do is, let's get that stamp back there, to make pinwheels. So pinwheels go in here too. And how many of you remember making pinwheels back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with your paper to make a pinwheel? So that's what we're going to make with this little one. Now you may remember from a long time ago when we had the big, thick, heavy steel plate dies. We had a pinwheel one there that made huge pinwheels. This is going to make something a little bit smaller. Actually, let me measure one that I've already gotten done. These are about 3 inches across. So they're really good for cards. You could also make a banner. So I think I'm going to make a banner coming up soon, and I'll show you that. But I wanted to stick with this card sketch today. So I am using this, and you'll notice that it has scallops on one edge and what looks like a little picket fence on the other side. So that's going to be kind of significant with how you put this together. So, and let me tell you, I didn't get back upstairs, so I've got the inky fingers today. I've been playing with some blues. So I'm going to put that away for now. And I do already have this cut out. So I do want to put this away. And I've already die cut the portion that I want for this out. And if you are watching new, where these sketches come from are on page 22 of the annual catalog. And I've been following along doing these. So let me do number 12 here. That's the one for today with the circles. So I've been doing these pretty much in order every week. One time I did 2 of them. Sometimes I will do 2 to try and get caught up with these, hopefully fairly soon. Okay, while I think of it, okay, here is the bundle for the Round We Go. And you can see all the dies here. It's on page 63 in the annual catalog. And I'm also showing something I've not done in a while. A hybrid, one of our hybrid dies. This one is called Thoughtful Moments. And you probably can't see it very clearly on here, but it's a whole bunch of words. And then a die that you can cut and die cut and cut at the same time. It's kind of like a tongue twister there. And it's an amazing one. I've not used it a lot, but it's on my radar right now. So let's put that away, put this away, and get making. Here's the hybrid die. And if you've not seen one of these before, wow. Of course, you can just emboss. It's an embossing folder. And then you can put this in here. Put your paper on there and cut and emboss at the same time. You can also just die cut these at the same time. So it's got loads of possibilities with our hybrid embossing folders and dies. So much so that I do have, one time when I was just cutting out a bunch of these, I have a bunch of these cut out in different papers. So you can see here, like this one says, "You make me happy," and it's already cut and embossed. You can also put ink on the embossing folder and get them to have some ink on them at the same time that they cut and emboss. And there's one like that. So, all right, so what am I doing? I am using this really cute paper, I haven't used it in a while, called Full of Life. And it's the one that has all these colors and designs and swatches. And it's fun. So that's the one that I'm going to show you, but I have other designs, so do wait until the end. All right, so I have chosen this paper, and I've cut out 2 of these. You need 2 to make 1 pinwheel. I also have a piece of basic white that's 3 1/4 by 5 1/2, because that's what I thought the sketch looked like. And that's going to go here. And I have a piece of Berry Burst that is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and it is scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to do something with this to kind of kick it up. But let's get to the pinwheel. Okay, you've got a tab on one end that's kind of angled, and then just a regular one at the other end. And again, we've got scallops on one side, and little picket fence sides on the other side. So you do want to make sure that when you put it together, they match up. So I'm going to start with this plain end and just go back and forth and back and forth. And there are score lines in there that you can see and kind of feel them to go back and forth, and just kind of keep pinching as you go. And while I'm doing this, we can chat a little bit. So I don't know what it's like where you are, but it is absolutely beautiful here. We have cool mornings, and I don't know if I would call it Indian summer yet. Maybe we've had a frost, I don't know. We've had frost warnings. But today it's in the 70s. Tomorrow it's supposed to get to near 80. And Wednesday it's still supposed to be nice. And then I think Thursday it starts to get a little bit cooler. So, but we are halfway through October, so it's what we should expect. All right, so that one is done. I really meant to have one of these already folded for you, but it goes pretty fast. So I don't even know that we're going to get rain to bring in that cooler weather, but maybe somewhere. So anyway, we've got mountain, valley, and that's what you get when you go back and forth to create a pinwheel. And I'm trying to do this fast, and I'm not paying attention very well. But there is a trick with the tabs when you add the glue. Now, when I first got this set, I thought the only way to put things together would be to pull out the hot glue gun. That is not my favorite tool. It can be messy. It leaves all those little strings. But I have played around with this enough to realize that our green glue, our liquid monoadhesive, this stuff will work quite well with this. Okay, so now I'm just kind of really squeezing that together. And you do need two to make this go together. So I'm going to go with the scallop part at the top of this one, I think. So let's put the scallop part here. And this little tab that's under here, you want to go underneath the one on the other side. You want it to go underneath. And that will continue with the mountain valley folding. So I'm going to get my liquid glue here and just put a tiny bead of glue along there. And I've got my silicone mat, which also helps with this. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And it does take a minute or so to get that to adhere. And you want to make sure that it doesn't ooze out, or it's going to stick to one of your other little tabs there. Now, while that's doing its thing there, before I put the other end together, I'm going to come back to this part, and I'm going to use a 2-inch circle punch to cut this part out. So maybe you can see where I'm going with this. That's going to get covered up. Nobody will really know that I cut it out of this. Nobody but you who are watching. So now, again, we're just letting this kind of sit here and make sure that that's a good adhesive on there. I'm going to put this panel on my Berry Burst card base. Oh, there's something beeping upstairs. I don't think you can hear it, but it's very annoying. I'll turn it off later. Nothing to be worried about. Okay, so that's our card base. We'll be using this. And I also have a 1 3/4 inch circle punch cut out, ready to go. And you'll see how that's going to go here in a minute. Okay, I think that's probably adhered well enough. It looks good underneath here. And this paper is so fun. It has so many colors. So many I'm not even going to read them all off to you. But I like this plain side here. So you can kind of see where this is going to go. And now I want this tab to go under this side. I opened a new bottle of glue, so it's coming out a little bit faster. And then you want to look underneath to make sure that it is glued there. And you also want to make sure that your pieces are aligned. With the little picket fence side, or the scallop side. Okay, now it comes to the fun part. We're just going to kind of massage this a little bit. Or now my fingers are sticky. And fold it in on itself. And if your glue didn't stick, you'll be able to redo it if you need to. Okay, you want to make your paper cooperate. And it will, trust me. It's easier to do it without being on the video, I think. Here we go. There we go. Ooh, isn't that pretty? So I'm just going to kind of hold that for a minute. So I've got the scalloped part here. To kind of let it form into that shape. Okay, now I let it pop up again. And I'm going to take our Seal Plus and add that to this 1 3/4 inch circle. Now I'm going to put that right over top of that. Let's see if you can see that, and I'll move that up here a little bit. Kind of center that right over top of that. And now push this down again. And hold it. Kind of leave it there a minute to see if it's going to pop up, but I don't think it will because I put lots of adhesive there. And there we have our little pinwheel. Is that not cute or what? I had another one already ready to go just in case I had issues with that. So now I have to decide which one I want to use, because this one is a little bit lighter and this one has a little bit more definition of color. So, and this one has the picket fence side. So which one do you think is going to look better with this paper? This one is going to cover up that circle, or the one I just did. Any thoughts? Anybody want to chime in before I make the decision? Oh, good. I think the noise stopped. I kind of like this darker one that I did first. And you can just use scrap paper for back here if you like. And again, that's covering up that hole. Then that can also go down with the adhesive, because it's going to fit right back down in there. Be kind of generous with that. You like the one I just did? Okay, Rose, I'll go back to that one since you chimed in. That one will get used on another card. So let's add some adhesive here. Sue liked the darker one. Okay, guys. Either way, I think they're both gorgeous. Wait till I get them decorated here. Now, if you remember this sketch, so I'm using this design as the pinwheel, and then I have 3 other choices to go here. Then as I said, I've got several samples to show you too. I just got on a thing with these pinwheels, so I know I'll be making a lot more of them. So this one is just going to be kind of tone on tone and come under here. It can stick out a little bit, but I'm going to make, where did I put it here? Oh, dear me. I'm going to add Wink of Stella to these little dots, and that will make them stand out. I can finish this a little bit later. Don't know if that's real dark on there or not, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to put an embellishment in there. And then, oops, wrong lid. I'm going to put just because in the center of this. And that's one of the die cuts from this that I showed at the beginning, Just Because is way down here. Now I cut that out of a piece of the designer paper, but because designer paper is a little bit thinner, I also cut out a piece of basic white. So it gives it a little bit more stability for sticking that on here, because I don't want to put dimensionals on there. I just want the adhesive to stick kind of so that the edge of that comes out here, and put adhesive here in the center. So I think on that I'm going to use some of the Seal Plus. Let's get where that letter was, kind of along where the B is. And sometimes with the Seal Plus, it goes over the edge. Just fold it back around. Who doesn't like to get a card that says Just Because, for no special reason? So that's that. That I've not put down yet. Let's see what else we have. Now this is a die, excuse me, that, where did I put that? Is this one. And this one together. So this one cut out and the middle one does not. So that adds a little bit more visual interest to the card too. So that I think is going to go down here, and you can lift these up. If you look on Pinterest, there are lots of cool ideas with this set. It's great for a kid's birthday or an adult birthday. Everybody would like this. So I want to stick that under there a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive in the center. This has enough thickness as it is. I don't want to use dimensionals. Unless I would absolutely have to, and I don't think I do. Okay, and you can kind of lift those up. Might want to lift those up with, of course they'll flop back down in there when it gets in the mail. And this will go through the mail. It will fit in a regular envelope, but it might require additional postage. I'm not sure about that. So anyway, those kind of lift up. Okay, when I added the adhesive there, this is going on something that already has a lot of texture to it with all those things that are popping up. So I was having trouble getting that one to hold down. Okay, let's add this one. And there are 4 circles on there. I'm not sure I want to use all 4. Let's see here. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit of this. Let's see if that will work to kind of slip under there. And again, nobody will know that that's not a full circle. I believe the sketch has one of the circles coming up over the top, but obviously that doesn't really work with the pinwheel. But I was bound and determined I was going to make a pinwheel today. Okay, we need a piece to go inside, and that I need to trim down. And then there are some cute little circles. I'm going to put both of those on my block at the same time. And add some berry burst. Circles, polka dots. I love polka dots. Okay. I think that needs to get turned over. This is why I had inky fingers today. And well, that made a mess. Let's overlap it a little bit. That's good. All right. Not bad. And let's put that on the inside. And as I said, it does fit in an envelope. And let's see if that fits. All right, if you have a piece of paper left over that doesn't quite go along this whole edge of your envelope flap, never fear. Just cut some of that envelope flap off. There's still enough adhesive there, or you can add adhesive. It is a great way to use scrap paper. So let's trim off the edges. And then just trim off the edge of your envelope too. You still have plenty of adhesive there. All right. And I think this needs some gems. This is perfect. With some basic rhinestones. Let's put 3 of them back down on here. Okay, we've lost some adhesive here. Let's get some glue back on here. It's gonna pop up. Better now than later. There, I think that will stay. All right, so there's our card. And let me show you the others. Get some stuff out of the way. The very first one I made, I absolutely love. Okay, kind of move things out. So there's that. This was the first card that I made. And on these, I also ran that through the embossing folder and used different paper on this one, not the same paper. And Get Well. Okay, then I went off in a little bit different method and did not make a pinwheel, but I used what I believe is a triadic combination of colors. So we've got Blueberry Bushel, Granny Apple Green, and Flirty Flamingo. So I'm kind of liking that, but hip hip hooray, I did the colors. Got that one, and then this one going in the opposite direction. A little thinking of you card. And this was a birthday paper that was a carryover. And then I just punched out colors that came from the stars. Like that one a lot. And then this one modifies or is a little bit different because I didn't put all the circles out from the edge and just did a floral pinwheel with You Make Me Happy. And then I did lots of Wink of Stella on this, Wink of Stella all over this, as well as on the card, and splattered it. So that's what I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope that inspired you. Make some pinwheels, and they're just so much fun. Love it, love it, love it. So take care. I will see you again next Monday. Next Monday, we will be in the last Monday of October. Believe it? Oh my gosh. The days are just going too fast. So thank you, Sue. Thank you, Rose. Shirley. And let's see, Holly was here too. Where'd Holly go? Holly, I hope you're still here. So thanks for being here. Take care. Be creative. Bye-bye.